Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abusecartoons Livestream. So, apologies off the top for missing last week. It was schedule, and I was losing my voice, so I didn't think I'd be able to stream for very long. But I guess a silent stream would have worked as well. But yeah, it was not a good week. But hopefully, it'll be getting better. I don't know. I can't say that. It seems like we're headed towards warmer weather, but notoriously, March in Japan is 3 days of spring, 3 days of winter, 3 days of spring, 3 days of winter. So it's very jarring. You're always carrying a coat or wishing you had one, a heavier coat, winter coat. So we'll see how it goes this year. And already the pollen season is off to a brutal start. People are they're putting masks on again just for protect their sinuses from all the pollen. It's pretty brutal. All right, I was thinking about rubber gloves. I don't know if I can draw one, like weird like kitchen gloves and stuff. Yeah, I don't know what the joke would be. But yeah, rubber gloves. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll probably have a brutal spring and then a horribly humid summer. And it's oh wait, let's get rid of that. And the tourists are back officially. Since last October, things were opened again, but I guess China was a little bit slow. But now they're back, and yeah, just the tourists are gonna be making things miserable again as far as everything being crowded. With very rude people. So we'll see what that means. So we're beginning back to normal, but it's the old miserable normal from 2019. Isn't that amazing? We're finally getting back to how things were almost 4 years ago. Oh yeah, gloves they don't sit splayed like that, do they? Wait, where does this middle finger go? Maybe like that. Yeah, it's amazing. It also feels like, I'm just getting the news from outside the US, but it feels like whatever was in control during the pandemic is starting to break down because we're starting to, things are being questioned. Whereas during the lockdowns, it was questionable what was going on. Could not be doubted or even talked about on many platforms, but now people, newspapers and magazines and things are asking questions about pipelines blowing up and lab leaks and things that were unimaginable not too long ago. So that could be good. Although they'll find some random scapegoat, but nobody that actually is to blame will be punished. They're beyond the reach. Okay, I don't know, something weird like that. Yeah, I don't know if that's and I don't need this line because I have to put eyes somewhere. Oh, but maybe some wrinkles or some folds here might make it a little more interesting. All right. Oh, thanks, K5. Yeah, thanks for showing up on the gaming streams and everything. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you in everything that's going on. Yeah, I'm getting worried. I hope there aren't. I'm not expecting it, but I'm just a little worried. There's been, kind of layoffs and everything with my syndicator. Oh, speaking of the syndicator, so Go Comics is run by Andrews McMeals, which I think used to be called Universal Syndicators, and they're the ones that just got rid of Dilbert for whatever the hell that was. That weird rant that I don't know who that was for, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think people get pretty once you have a certain amount of money. I think you start to be removed from the real world and just are looking for. Oops! Oh, that's that weird new brush. Are just looking for some sort of I don't know. I don't know what it is. But that was a very strange little rant. That, yeah, I've heard some interesting interpretations of it, and it does seem like the internet, like people are baited on social media, especially things like Twitter, to reaffirm their bad thoughts and bad ideas, and once they get even a glimmer of something confirming this negative thing that they've always been obsessed with, they're just ready to just let loose. And I think it was a complete misinterpretation of some poll about, and I think the original reason for the these gloves are looking weirder and weirder. A misinterpretation of a poll that was done because of that university incident. Where there was some like racial incident at a university where some students were posting, and we didn't need to get into the whole topic, but some students were posting, I don't know if it was signs or T-shirts or what it was, but this whole "it's okay to be white" thing started at a university, and so then there was a poll that I think was just specifically referencing that incident. And they get posted on social media out of context. And then the creator of Dilbert got a hold of it and said, "This confirms all of my worst thoughts and ideas." And that was it. So I don't know what that's going to mean, because first newspapers started getting rid of him. And then his syndicator, Andrews McMeal, said, yeah, he's gone. So I don't know, like, financially what that means for him, because he was like, Dilbert was still syndicated in like thousands of newspapers, and I think each of those syndications was like $15 or something a week, or I forget the rates for syndication. So it was like, lots of money that just instantly disappeared. And I definitely think he earned that, but I don't like the fact that things happen that quickly, that he's not given a chance to kind of recant and say, okay, yeah, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And not in that weird, like, his agent or his representation gives him a statement to read, but just like an honest, like, yeah, I think I went a little overboard there. But yeah, it's weird. But I guess he's been doing that. I don't follow him. I don't know much about him. But people were talking a lot about how, especially during COVID, he was ranting a lot on. Oh wait, we're missing fingers now. Yeah, he had some weird takes during the lockdowns. But yeah, I've always hated Dilbert, but I don't, necessarily think you need to, completely destroy someone's livelihood. But I'm sure he has more money than he can ever spend in his whole lifetime from that stupid cartoon. So it's not like he's going to be destitute. But Hey, dude, how's it going? Oh, thanks, K5. Yeah, I really like having you around. It's always good stuff. Yeah, so I was just surprised. Yeah, It was the same syndicator, and so I hope I don't ever get too drunk on stream or whatever and start ranting incoherently about things, uh, because that'll be the end of my syndication too. But no, I just think that that whole situation is so weird. But people that kind of live for attention on social media usually die by that same attention. They fall for the bait. They're easily baited by people. And I think that's what happened to J.K. Rowling. Is that her name? The Harry Potter writer. I think that's what happened to her too. Is she was just like baited on social media into saying very turfy things, and didn't realize, especially in America, that her audience was very queer, and that was that's when all of that started. Uh, yeah, it's funny though. I guess that may be an overstatement. Her audience being very queer. Her audience is huge. It's millions and millions of fans. So there is just a oh, this is looking creepy. Yeah, there's just a always a percent of any large population that will have different sensitivities and things. And yeah, she just walked right into that one. But already she had previously been baiting people on social media with her politics in other ways. So yeah, just live by that nonsense, and it's eventually going to catch up with you. There'll be this puritanical, there'll be this purity test that you can't pass, because there is always one for everybody. And people that don't have anything to lose because they don't have anything, can always pass, or it doesn't matter if they pass the test. But yeah, people that have a following. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about, like, there's all these. You hear the term like platforming, dangerous or bad ideas, and how that's the responsibility. I'm gonna stop drawing these gloves. This is just looking bizarre. Looks like some kind of Ralph Bakshi nightmare. Um, I don't know. I keep drawing only a left glove. All right, no more gloves. This is getting weird. Um, but yeah, I don't know if it's the responsibility, like retweeting someone that says something, like maybe you don't understand the full context or implication of some meme, but it made you laugh, and so you retweet something on social media, and you're platforming a dangerous person or a bad actor or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand uh, the weird over scrutinized or whatever, over the position that they're trying to put everybody in, that you have to be you have to know, you have to do a background check of everybody that you're a fan of, just in case they're an anti-Semite or a scumbag or whatever. Yeah, it's bizarre, but it is very American, that whole thing, because early Americans, a huge part of early American settlers were extreme. They were Puritans, were like extremist Christians that couldn't find a place in England, or had views that were even too extreme for the Church of England or whatever. So, of course, America just has a tradition of this weird purity. It's like a godless pure. It's godless Puritans, because they're not using religion. It's just this weird social Puritanism. It's very, very American in its weird way, but unfortunately, it's being exported everywhere. Crazy. Hey, unknown girl, how are you doing? Yeah, I was trying to draw gloves, but they were starting to creep me out. They're just looking very alien and very like some kind of nightmare creatures. Uh, yeah, so it's very funny, but I was surprised how quickly that happened for poor old Dilbert. Uh, what a terrible. Yeah, I don't think anyone is going to mourn the loss of Dilbert. That's one of those things that was just like, I think, timing. It was one of those newspaper cartoons that you could, like, cut out of the newspaper and stick on your cubicle wall because they made it was like jokes about how stupid the boss was and photocopiers or water coolers or whatever. One of those really horrible. Okay, what am I doing? Office drone kind of. Yeah, comic strips. I had some bad office jobs, but nothing that led me to Dilbert reading. uh, what am I doing here? Let's try something totally different shape wise. Yeah, so I wonder, now that that cartoon's lost syndication, I wonder if he's going to do, because he's probably got enough money just to do it himself, become his own syndicator. And so this doesn't, if the intention was to shut him up, punish him and shut him up, that's not going to work. I think he's got too much money, too big to be silenced. So it's just going to make Dilbert some kind of, conservative icon or race. I don't know, like nationalist, like I don't know, some weird icon. Oh yeah, I was just thinking how a glove without a hand in it, especially those like dishwashing gloves and stuff, they have a strange, like not very natural shape. So I was trying to think of some like weird, like a position or something a glove could be, and that made it look like something else, like a squid or something a little more horrific. But yeah, I think the joke would have to be too much about like people interacting with gloves or whatever, or gloves not understanding what a hand is, like what the shape of a hand is. Yeah, I'm not sure what, but it's just immediately I thought of drawing something that because I've done boots and shoes occasionally, but yeah, I thought there was something there with a glove. I don't know. I might come back to it if I can't come up with anything else. Uh, yeah, but I like that idea. I forget where that was that I first read that, but about the how inanimate objects, from their use, inherit something from the person using them. So if someone uses a hammer every day and the handle becomes worn, or the way that the metal is like slightly deformed or shaped on the head of the hammer, or like boots, especially because I always remember. I don't know if I wrote about this. I don't think I did. I think I wanted to write about this in the introduction to the book, but I couldn't come up with a good version of it. But my dad had these like just black leather kind of coal miner boots that he always used for when shoveling snow or whatever. But the way they were very old. He probably had them from the 60s, and they were very old and broken in. And the way that they would just kind of sit when he wasn't wearing them, like they would just kind of sit in the you know entryway or the garage or wherever he left them. They still had this weird presence of like, or proof that they were heavily used by a person, like they inherited something from their use. They were deformed and kind of whatever. There's Japanese religion has a lot of ideas of like everything, even inanimate objects have this like spirit in them, and so they all have to be kind of dealt with or understood. And they can, capture parts of people, like a craftsman or an artist, like his tools or brushes or whatever can have part of him in them, part of like his soul or his spirit in them. So I always thought that was interesting about inanimate objects, that we kind of taint them with our existence. And it's kind of where some of this idea for this cartoon came from, that just our interaction with everyday objects like leaves some bit of us behind. And oftentimes, especially if your life isn't turning out the way you wanted it to, you probably leave a lot of negative feelings and a lot of negative things behind. And so that can imbue things in your house with this weird, kind of dark, depressive nature. That idea just makes me laugh. I just think that's funny. We oppress our breakfast cereals, or we disillusion our whatever computer monitors. Yeah, those kinds of things. Just the scale. I like the changing of the scale, because always human drama and human stories are the focus of movies and novels and things, but bringing it down to that smaller level. Yeah. But yeah, there's something with gloves. If I'm just drawing better one of these days, I'll come up with a great glove cartoon. No, okay, no, we're not doing that. Thanks, Unknown Girl. Yeah, something different. Definitely, I want to kind of shake stuff up a little bit. Yeah, maybe I'll go back to the gloves if I can. Think of an interesting. Yeah, there's got to be something with how weird. You can just leave, like a rubber glove can like sit in a weird way that deforms it from being recognized as something shaped like a hand. All right. All right. So what else? Oh yeah, so I saw, that was 2 weeks ago, I think, whatever the opening night was. I saw the that new and I never see Marvel movies in the theater. I think I only saw like Endgame and the one before it, the Infinity Wars or whatever. I think I only saw those two in the theaters, and everything else I've seen just streaming or whatever. But I went to see Ant-Man, the third Ant-Man movie, and it was definitely worth seeing in the theater. But there's just almost no story. There's something really suspicious about how they're doing the production for those Marvel movies now. I think they're so confident in this weird formula that they have, that they're literally, and because they are putting so much pressure on the CG artists, they're literally making these movies digitally before there probably is even a script, because there was a lot of interesting design in this, like the quantum realm, like the subatomic, whatever it is, world that they miniaturized down into. And some of the design was really fun for that. It was just like, just very alien and very organic. And some of the, like alien, I don't know what you call them, but the things that looked like alien races and the inhabitants of that world. There were some fun designs and some really creative, there's creative artists and talented people working on them. but to no end. It doesn't serve a story at all. It's just something pretty to look at. So when you see it in 3D, IMAX 3D, it's like, oh, that looks interesting, fine, but there's no point. It's completely pointless, completely superficial. So it was inspiring. Like, it would be fun to, play a tabletop game in a setting like that, or it's very inspirational visually. But you can tell that the story and the actors and everything are totally separated from that. And that weird thing they have now, I think I've heard people call it volume, volumetric or volume. The that system now where they don't green screen anymore. They project. They have those huge high definition LCD screens or whatever they are, that they can have on a soundstage, so the actors can actually see. So of course they have to do the CG first, and then the actors can see the crazy, world that they're actually in. So they're the light, how the lighting that's hitting them or whatever, and the actual look of things they can react to more, so they can be in a set, kind of like that, like rear projection, like they used to do rear projection. I think 2001, the Monolith scene with all the monkey men, the early man, did that. I think they did a rear projection, really high, high quality rear projection behind them. So on that set, they weren't like using any optical compositing or anything. They were actually there with a projection of this, prehistoric world or whatever. So it's kind of like that, only it's new digital technology. But the problem with it is it makes everything very weird and flat. And then if it's in 3D, there's literally like only 3 levels of depth. So there's a background, a middle ground, and a foreground, and that's it. And it just doesn't, it's not very immersive. It doesn't look that interesting. I mean, I guess it's better than the woo, the 3D of the 60s and 70s, where someone would like poke a stick, or something in your face, or what was a yo-yo in Friday the 13th Part 3. But yeah, it's really weird that they are never going to make anything that tells a very interesting story or is even worth watching as a movie. It's like a tech demo. It's just like watching beautiful tech demos of like, look what we can do now, with computer graphics or whatever, but not even like cutting edge, just like, creative and fun designs. But the characters are totally meaningless and inconsistent, and yeah, it's so weird. It seems like so detached. Like the screenwriters and the directors and the actors, like they are all doing things completely separate from what's going on. It used to be like a kind of a unified vision, or there'd be something that connected things or made it feel like, like a cohesive kind of whole. The world building and storytelling and everything like had a point and kind of made, but this just, yeah, I guess I'm just expecting too much, especially from Ant-Man. But that was really, yeah, it was just really strange. I was like, are we going to get, how much more of this are we going to get? It kind of reminded me of, they may be adopting kind of how they make Transformer movies and stuff. Those movies just don't make any sense, and it doesn't even, like, the story is like so unimportant, and the actors and everything is just like, it's just nonsense. And I just don't like those movies where as soon as you finish watching it, it's already gone. Like, you don't remember. It's like, oh, remember that scene? Or there's nothing that sticks with you. There's no images that are really that compelling that you take with you after, from the movie theater. It's just like everything is just so, oh yeah, like like the rides at Universal Studios or whatever, those movie rides like Back to the Future and Terminator and stuff. Like, you don't really remember any of the story of those rides, because it's just like, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, and just shakes you around and moves you around. And which they have that now. They have seats in movie theaters that do that shake you and blow air in your face and things. So they're kind of intentionally, and I think that was the thing that Martin Scorsese was complaining about, is they're kind of theme park riding movies now. So they're these $200 million plus productions, and all they are is an extended like amusement park ride that you instantly forget as soon as as soon as it's over. So that's weird. I don't understand what that's for, because there weren't even any big like set piece battles or anything where you were like, oh, remember that, or that stuck with you, because in the previous Marvel movies they had some of those where you're like, oh yeah, that was a really crazy scene, or that was a very interesting stunt or whatever. But yeah, there's nothing like that. And so that's been the same thing with the past, like maybe half a dozen of those movies. It was all like, pandemic time. So yeah, just not interesting. Nice. Yeah, I know. It's not funny. It's like, wait, there's a third Ant-Man movie? Yeah, I'm glad they limit themselves to like 3 movies of each of these characters. Yeah, it's very weird, and it's setting up something that is gonna it's that's just nonsense. So it's setting up. Oh, that was the thing that really struck me too. Is so the quantum mania thing is or the quantum realm thing, that's how they in Endgame, that's how they access time travel. The Pym particles like let them access time travel. So they figured out time travel because of whatever little comic book science thing they did with the quantum realm. So that's opening up this next story to this like infinite universes or infinite multiverses. And so a lot of the jokes then were like poor, low level Rick and Morty jokes, because that's the thing that like Rick and Morty leans heavy into, is all their time and space jokes and the infinite Ricks and infinite Mortys and all that stuff. And so if Marvel's going into that, that's already been heavily treaded over, like 6 or 7 seasons of Rick and Morty. They've already done so much of that and so many of those jokes. So it's gonna kind of be like The Simpsons. It's like, oh yeah, we already saw that. We already have seen that gag, that joke. It's already been done. It's not going to feel very interesting or original. And I think that's what they're going to try to do, though. That's where they're headed, is because then that lets them, race swap and gender swap and like do all the stuff that Disney loves doing with established characters, because then there can be any permutation of, Wolverine, can exist in the world. So they can introduce a, very inclusive or diverse Fantastic Four or X-Men or whatever. And it doesn't even have to, look anything like the kind of classic characters anymore. So that's coming, I think. So I don't know. It's just going to be confusing, because I think unless you really handhold like non-comic book reading, like sci-fi fans through some of those jokes or through that setting, it's just going to be just a bunch of nonsense. It's not going to make any sense at all. But people seem to enjoy that Spider-Man movie. The last Spider-Man movie did that, where they just like brought back all the old actors. But I don't think people understood like what they were trying to do in the story. It was just an excuse to see, those old faces, literally old faces. Tobey Maguire was not looking young at all. But just an excuse to bring those old characters back. And they're doing that with the Flash too. So the Michael Keaton is going to be Batman in the Flash movie. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a way to milk that nostalgia. We need a gimmick that allows us to do digital, what are those called? Stand-ins or whatever for all of the famous characters. Mm. Yeah. All the infinite Earths and yeah. That's crazy. Oh no! Dude said the Jurassic Park ride, I remember, but my little sister nearly flew out. Oh my god! Yeah, could that be a more traumatizing ride? Dinosaurs and then almost falling out of it. Oh, that's scary. Yeah, when you hear those, there's like websites that probably Disney probably shut those down, but that would collect all the most grisly records of the most grisly injuries at Disney parks. There's some brutal stuff. You know, people losing fingers and arms and stuff, and people being decapitated. I couldn't imagine being like standing next to somebody and them just like losing their head. And there's some Disney attraction. Uh, Ah, yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's funny. They can't with a huge variety or huge, I guess, range of physical sizes of Americans and different people. You can't go too big and you can't go too small for how people, the harnesses and the how they build these the safety things on the rides, because some people are going to be too big and some people are going to be are going to slip right out. All right. Hmm. Yeah, now I'm just kind of doing the same thing. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the ride's getting stuck upside down. Uh, yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, the steel roller coasters and stuff. Yeah, when they have the trouble. Just it would really suck to just. It'd be fun, I guess, for a while. The view would be fun, but once it turned to hours being stuck like at the top of like the first hill of a one of the big metal roller coasters would be disturbing, and especially if you had to get out of the car and like walk down the ladders that are, the maintenance ladders that are on the side of those like steel hill, the uh, inclines or the hills or whatever on the roller coaster. That would be pretty disturbing, especially anybody with a fear of heights. I don't think could do that. I don't think you could actually get out of your seat and climb around on the side uh, of a the track. Mm. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I don't think I was ever at a park where when there was when something bad happened. There was never. Well, I mean, maybe yeah, but who knows? They might control that pretty well. So you would never know. Maybe there were just dead bodies all around being carried off by the actors in suits. The character, the character suits. They pull the bodies behind the scenes. Yeah, that's probably true. That's funny. You would never really know because yeah, rides like mysteriously shut down, and maybe every time they shut down, it was because of a human casualty. Mm. Oh yeah, the roller coaster and Final Destination. Yeah, right, right. Wow. Oh, a girl, uh, where a known girl is climbed the railing of a roller coaster to get her phone and was hit by it and surprisingly lived. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Final Destination. Those movies are so funny that some of the big scenes of the logs falling off of the whole car accidents and all the stuff that happens. Yeah, it's a funny gimmick. I'm surprised. I guess they did make quite a few of those movies, but I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised we don't have 20 of those movies. I can't believe I just saw on some streaming service how many Purge movies are out. I guess I don't know who owns if Blumhouse or who owns the Purge movies, but there are so many Purge movies. What is the deal with that being popular enough to have? Yeah, it's like the newer ones I saw were like Purge, like Origins or something. It was like yeah, something very very weird. Uh, People love that purging. All right. Oh, we still have weird gloves. Oh, it's just that's right. It's just fingers. So a normal glove, kind of, and a weird one. Oh, it's my new signature I was working on. Oh yes, yeah. There's some strange stuff. I guess it's just all the lower numbers. Yeah, something. I don't know. Yeah, all the low numbers are gloves. Okay, so this and this. I'll move these up to the top so I can find them a little easier. Yeah, some of them are getting a little too exaggerated. Okay, this is definitely too weird and deformed. I guess any of them can sit almost any direction. So I could get, do a vertical and I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I like this because it's so unhand-like, but I think it's almost too deformed. And same with these like sausage fingers. It looks like the world in Everything Everywhere All at Once. The lesbian sausage finger world, whatever that was. Oh, that's spoilers, I guess, for everything. I wonder if how many people have seen that from the. I guess we're gonna have a year of Asian Academy Awards because they're suspecting that movie's gonna clean up, and then they're gonna, because they already did the SAG Awards or somewhere, they already did really well, so they're anticipating. Yeah, not this one, I think. Anticipating it to be a bit of a blowout, and then all this attention is going to go towards, what do they call it, the yellow facing or whatever, the history of Hollywood, and their making Mickey Rooney Japanese or whatever, of their not casting Asian actors because they just put somebody else more famous in makeup. I mean, I think people are forgetting that it's just this like weird, like willful ignorance about movies and movie stars and how that thing works. You don't go to see. I mean, I guess it's getting different now since there's like franchises and sequel obsession and like superhero movies and stuff. But you go to see an actor that you like, or enjoy watching, or think they play funny characters, or they do the type of movies they do you like. You go to see that movie or that actor in different kinds of movies and situations, and you're going to see that actor. So if that actor is going to play someone of a different race, they're not taking that role away from somebody of that race or that sexual orientation or whatever, because nobody's going to pay somebody they don't know that is that race or orientation or whatever to do that role. I mean, for the most part, it is okay. We're watching, whoever, Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever, do this, do that, to play a diamond smuggler, play a racist landowner or whatever, play just, you're watching the celebrity is the draw. So if you're not a celebrity, then you're not a draw, and it doesn't matter what the story is. So I guess that people are basically just saying, don't write stories about, the people that aren't exactly that, whoever that celebrity is. the type of person they are. But that's how it's kind of always been with movies. People go to see, the draw is the celebrity. So if they're playing some role that's not them, like DiCaprio in Gilbert Grape, should that role have been given to someone who was mentally challenged instead of him? It's like, it's acting, and it's so funny. It's just the whole weird history of people being kept out of certain industries and stuff, or not having access. And that was the guy that was in, the Indian actor, I mostly knew him as a comedian, but the guy that was in Eternals, he's also in Portlandia a lot. He made the point that his acting roles are limited now because there's this tendency to not make villains in movies brown or black or non-white, just non-white. So you can't make villains non-white anymore. So a lot of those auto casting things, like the roles that he could easily get and that there were plenty of, are just disappearing because of this weird conscious self-consciousness of those types of stereotypes in movies. So those roles are disappearing. So it's actually creating fewer roles for people of color, because now all the thugs and villains and enemies in movies have to be white. So it's very funny. Yeah, it's very very odd. It's silly, and it's all just money. It's all just people now from this position of victimhood and weakness, trying to get access to more money and more control over different industries. That's all it is. And it's so funny that people try to disguise that in pure intentions and equity and all this stuff. It's just power. It's just naked power grabs, and it's very transparent and very ugly. Okay, so something weird like that. I don't know. Should I flip I don't want it to look like the glove's approaching him from behind. Let me see if it looks really bad flipped. But yeah, it looks fine. Wow, that's rare. A rare drawing of mine that doesn't look all deformed when you horizontally flip it. There we go. But yeah, it's just funny. So that this will be the year of the Asian actors, because everybody will be praising that movie as super genius. Oh. Nice. Oh yeah, there's some really good K5. If you miss Portlandia, I didn't know they made so many seasons, but on YouTube there's a few. They may have they may have disappeared already, but people have taken like a whole season and put every episode in one season, like in a one single file. So it's like Portlandia season 7 or whatever. It's just every single episode. But I love both of the comedians. The main two comedians in the show are so funny. I don't know who the writers are. I don't know if they're mostly the writers or whatever, but they're like their ability to make fun of themselves, and it's not so heavy-handed, politically heavy-handed. They have a sense of humor about how silly and liberal and wacky Portland is, and that's charming. Like they're making fun of it, but they love it. It's out of love. So it's not this like bitter, like look how stupid these people are, or it doesn't have that weird bile spewing kind of tone that a lot of I guess it's not comedy, but a lot of social media and stuff has now. But yeah, the show is so well done, and they do such a funny variety of kind of sketches. Yeah, it's what's his face? The one of the former SNL guy, the drummer. What's his name? He's in a lot of stuff. He played Uncle Fester in Wednesday. Fred Armisen. Thank you. Yes, thank you, K5. Yeah, Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein. are the two main comedians, and they're always the main characters. So sometimes they play couples, and sometimes they play like two lesbians that own a bookstore or something. Like they have this huge variety of like kind of character, kind of like Kids in the Hall, only with a very small cast, where they just have some standard like repeating characters, but everything is set in Portland, Oregon. And so Portland, Oregon, of course, you saw from the Summer of Love when it was constantly on fire. It's very politically active. It's very left-leaning, very liberal, very progressive. And so that creates some very funny situations. Like people are too hyper conscious about, not eating meat or their, personal politics or whatever. It's just a lot of like hippies, kind of retired to that part of the country, and it's so it still has that vibe, that kind of summer of love, or the actual summer of love, like the peace movement kind of vibe, and a lot of DIY kind of do it yourself kind of. So a lot of comic artists and people that I know from that part of the country are like indie comic designers and stuff that like photocopied their and stapled their own comics to get their start in making comic books and stuff. So it's put a bird on it. Yes. Oh man, yeah, there's some really really good stuff. But yeah, and it's like I said, it makes fun of that kind of whole situation. It's like, how can there be a place like this? But it has it's a loving kind of roast of those people in that area. But yeah, it's really good. Yeah, if you look it up on YouTube, I think there's a lot of people have posted episodes. But I didn't realize it was like 7 seasons or something. It ran on maybe IFC, the IFC channel or whatever, that independent film channel. I think that's who originally had it on cable in the U.S. And I'm not sure what kind of international distribution. I don't think I've ever seen it on any of the Japanese streaming services. But occasionally people will post collections of episodes or greatest, like, funniest sketches or whatever. But it's just sketch comedy, like character-based sketch comedy. But yeah, there's 8 seasons, so 77 episodes from 2011. Wow, I thought it was a little bit older than that. Yeah, so 2011. So I guess maybe Fred Armisen was still at Saturday Night Live before that. So 8 seasons already. Wow. Yeah, that's very funny. Yeah, and it was Broadway video television. So what's his face? The SNL guys production company. He did Lorne Michaels. Yeah, Lorne Michaels did Kids in the Hall and stuff. So yeah. That's good. Yeah, I'm glad. I haven't seen a bad, like I haven't seen a kind of it being too, being around too long, or it getting like weirdly self-conscious or whatever. And it's probably good. Yeah, so the last season came out in 2018. It's probably good that it stopped before, the riots and COVID lockdown and everything, because I don't think they could have addressed that very well. Kind of like how they tried to address 9/11 and The Sopranos. It was kind of like, this is going a little bit beyond what the show is kind of able to do. Wow. Oh yeah, won a lot of Emmy awards. Yeah, it's really well written and really well acted. So 3 through 6 are on DVD. And all seasons are available for streaming. Yeah, I wonder who owns that. I don't think I've. Yeah, it was the Netflix here, Amazon here, and everything are totally different, so I can't get a good sense of like where stuff is. Good stuff. Yeah, it's good to go out on top. I think that's very clever. Like 8 seasons is plenty. That's a ton of episodes. It's 70 episodes. And, since it's sketch comedy, each episode has multiple sketches in it. So it's a ton of variety of characters. Yeah, that's great. Wow. Yeah, very funny. Yeah, Fred Armisen is really good. There was a really good one of his stand-up specials, that I think was on Netflix, was pretty amazing. He played the drums in it, and then he did like a couple of weird, like, drawing the states. There was a whole funny, like, bit where he was drawing the whole United States and kind of, his impressions or his, like, interpretation of every part of America. All right, well, we'll do some gloves. Let's try that. I don't know if I'm going to come up with a joke. I guess it can be like a toilet paper joke, like one of those, like, they don't know what they were protecting what from, or what disgusting things they had to do. Yeah, I bet it's impossible to make a show like that anymore. Not because it was so, like, edgy or anything, but that balance of sensibility, I think, is gone. And maybe even in those original creators, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if post Portlandia, like if Fred Armisen does something else, if they're able to keep their kind of like hatred for the alt-right or whatever out of their comedy, if they have to make statements, they have to make political statements, because that really taints a lot of left-leaning stuff now. It's just like, come on, be funny. You don't have to teach us anything. Yeah, I guess that's what that is. It's like people, like, assuming their role now is to teach the dumb, and I guess that's because they assume most people are idiots. That I really hate that that perspective that has been kind of taken. I mean, it's really, it's mostly aimed at the part of the country where I grew up. The Midwest is despised as being stupid, and because a lot of the swing states, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and not Iowa. Iowa's always, I forget, but that middle part of the country. Oh, they must be idiots because they change their minds and they swing back and forth between Republican and Democrat depending on the candidates or the election year or whatever. But I really hate that whole mentality that they're so stupid and we got to teach them how to think. Okay, I was trying to do some carry out box. But I really hate that mentality, the talking down to. And I've been hypersensitive to that always, because I left that part of the country. My parents, still live there. And and left because to go to university. And so coming back for holidays and things, there was always this weird, suddenly my parents, like, don't have opinions about things that I know they know a little bit about, like wine, or just food in general, or like weird kind of cultural things. Like suddenly they just abandoned, like, oh, we're just simple stupid people, we don't know nothing about nothing, and would defer to me, like, as an 18, 19-year-old about, so, what, whatever, something, like opinions about food, or, politics, or not really politics, but just like suddenly I was like super worldly because I'd spent a semester in a city with a big population, and it was really weird. I hated that that weird deference to, well, you lived in the big city. And so I've always really been really sensitive about that, but I realized that people in the big cities, from the big cities, and they're all transplants, and the people that are the worst and the guilty of this are all transplants. They treat people terribly. They treat people from the smaller, more rural parts of the country. They treat them like garbage, like they're just, backwards idiots. But I also had family kind of start doing that, like acting like, well, I don't know as much as you because I never lived in Chicago. It's like, that's not really, it's right there. It's just a few hours away. Um, so I don't know, but that always made me really uncomfortable, and I didn't understand what that was. This weird kind of fake. I can't think of the word, like not humility, or they're being like falsely humble, or not humble, but like we don't know nothing about that. That was really weird. But those transplant people, those people that move away from small towns and live in New York or live in Los Angeles, they are the worst because they're so condescending, and they hide. They're ashamed of, and they hide their roots. They hide where they're from, and maybe for the most part don't even talk about it. They don't identify with anything anymore. They don't have anything that kind of either represents any of that part of their life or whatever. So their life begins when they moved to New York and went to school. And it's really weird. I don't understand that. I guess it's like America doesn't have a very well understood or established class system, so that is the class system. Just, oh, you got educated, so I can't give an opinion in front of you anymore. It's very weird. I don't know what that is. But there is that, there's so much in movies and this is terrible. Movies and pop music and stuff. There's so much of that. We got to get out of this little town, and this place we're going nowhere. We'll be nothing here. We're gonna die here. There's nothing. So we got to go somewhere. Got to go west. We got to go to the big city. So growing up, there was a lot of that, that kind of pop culture influence, and so we did think where we were from was stupid and backwards and boring because there wasn't much to do. So you were bored as a kid. You were definitely bored, and that's why you play mailbox baseball and find all these kind of stupid things to do with fireworks because you're bored out of your mind. But it's just it's weird. It was always just uncomfortable and disturbed by that, and now that it's like in politics and everything, now it's really depressing. I don't know. Very funny. Hey Matt, how's it going? Nice. But I don't understand that that whole thing. And what got me talking about that, I can't remember. Oh, just the people having to teach and put their politics in comedy and everything now, as if they know something, as if they're not from Indianapolis or whatever, as if they're not from little ridiculous towns. Not that Indianapolis is little, but the middle part of the country, the flyover, the despised flyover. Yeah, even people I've heard, like New York, not New York comedians, but comedians that are now working in New York. They're probably from much smaller places, but they're too poor to fly, to all of their stand-up gigs. Like if they're on the road, they're traveling to different cities, and they're too poor to fly. So of course they're driving everywhere, or taking buses or whatever. So they can't call it the flyover because they're not flying over it, but they're driving through it. So they're complaining about, oh, I can't believe this part of the country that I have to drive through it. It's very funny. So everyone's got to condescend. I don't know. But there's a lot of people that I went to school with that stayed there and made nice lives for themselves, and are not missing out on anything. They're very creative. They're writers and artists and things. So it's I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but that's definitely that probably started with industrialization, but definitely by post-war that became such a common thing. Every teen movie was about getting the hell out of here. I don't know what's going on here. But it's a It's a very weird thing, and I wish it wasn't so pervasive now. It's maybe just everyone's looking for a way to, uh, yeah, feel superior to other people and make sure and legitimize their opinions. So that's become a good way to do it. Yeah, yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Unknown girl. I don't know what's going on. All right, I don't know what I'm drawing either. Yeah, so a box with like all four flaps open is a little too much. It's too, yeah, kind of unwieldy because there's barely then any box underneath. I can't even. What's happening? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's still way off. There's the corner. I don't know. Oh, I watched the first episode of the season 3 of The Mandalorian. Man, that show is so mediocre. I like the fact that it has this weird, it almost has like an 80s 80s TV aesthetic, because it's like the characters are not very interesting and it's so kind of stupid and predictable in what it's trying to do. But it's so mediocre, and I can't believe that's the best. Like, people are like, yeah, that's great. Great Star Wars. It's The Mandalorian. It's a very very mediocre show, and the music is fine if it stayed small and like a western, like a spaghetti western, like a, if in which they should have done more of to keep it like low budget. But if they would have kept it low budget and kind of always in a dusty, dirty desert, and then the music would work fine, and it's interesting and it's fine, and it has like an interesting sci-fi Sergio Leone kind of what is it, Marconi, the guy that did all the Clint Eastwood soundtracks. It's fine like that, but then when they try to do like typical Star Wars stuff in space, they do this like fake John Williams score, and it's really weak and weird. I don't think anybody has a good idea about consistency or tone or anything for these shows, and maybe it's just because the production schedules and stuff just don't allow it. The budgets and the schedules are just so, they make it really difficult to do anything well or consistently because everyone's doing a piece of it or whatever. Ennio Marcone, yeah, thank you. Yeah, dude, you're right. Yeah, New York, the stuff you've got to do, you got to immediately move into New York. You got to start your OnlyFans account if you're going to pay the rent. Yeah, I can't even imagine trying to survive in New York now, especially with getting hit with inflation in New York, and just like food being insanely expensive, let alone your rent and electricity and everything else. I can't imagine. I don't know. I don't know at what point. Yeah, I don't know. That way you have to live in big cities sometimes, where everything is very small and you don't have much because you're always moving to a different apartment, and I don't know. I don't know how long I could have done that. I guess if you never want to get married, never want to have kids, that's very easy. Yeah, you can just kind of get stuck in that lifestyle of never having much and never having to worry about leaving anything anywhere. But once you, I guess, put down roots, New York is insanely impractical. That's why I didn't want to raise kids again in Los Angeles. It's not a very kid-friendly city. There's a lot of stuff for kids to do, a lot of like access to super cool stuff, but as far as just like playing in the dirt and not being exposed to terrifying people, it's not it's not a very good place. You have a whole different level of fear and kind of numbness, I think, if you grew up in San Francisco or Los Angeles compared to and probably New York City too, compared to other kids. Oh, Matt, hey, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Get some rest. We got some more ghost busting to do on Sunday night. Cool. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Nice. Oh, apparently, so Portland. Going back to Portlandia, based off of Thunder Ant. If I remember sending. Ah, so yeah, maybe. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. So they must have done something. Yes, that was inspired by. It's really, yeah, it's really good. Um, yeah, I hope we see more. Yeah, well done. Just the stand-ups. It's just Netflix. It's just Netflix's disease that they can't put decent stand-up online. I guess there's a Chris Rock thing going up, but Chris Rock is also getting a. He's seems to be losing it a little too. He's getting a little angry this weird way that I think undermines his comedy. The last thing he did, which I think was not pre-pandemic, but maybe early lockdown time, was weirdly angry. Yeah, cool. All right. Oh no. Uh, Joined in an Uber by a stranger. Yeah, that is scary. Yeah, very crazy. Yeah, just the amount of like mental illness and now the homelessness and everything. It's just everywhere. There's like so much more. Just to not be in a car in Los Angeles is so much more dangerous now. It's insane. I can't understand why it's being left to decay like that. All right. So boxes. Yeah, I'm drawing on a different weird scale now too. Yeah. Boy, I came to the stream with zero ideas. And I was thinking too about trying to do more than 2 cartoons per stream. So if I can get into a good rhythm, be able to post more cartoons or maybe stream less often but longer. I don't know. I was trying to figure out if there was some other way to do things, but I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can get much done. It takes a long time just to get through these two these 2 cartoons. I don't know. Yeah, so no shipping jokes. Yes. Yeah, it was funny when I was first streaming to nobody. It would be those streams would be surprisingly long, and I wasn't getting anything done. But when I'm not streaming though, when I had to do the cartoons, the 2 cartoons for last week, they went really fast. Like I had one idea in my head, and then came up with another idea very quickly. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if I could just get kind of like performance anxiety or just too distracted. Because yeah, right now I'm having trouble talking and drawing at the same time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the best thing to do for the cartoon would be. I'm still so frustrated with that Lulu situation with my book being unprintable now. on Lulu because they changed their formats and their paper qualities and stuff. So yeah, my on Lulu.com, I don't even have a store anymore. It's like my store is totally defunct, and I guess because it hasn't had activity in a while. And only my other book, kind of my other humor book, is still available there. So I got to go reestablish my account or find out what's going on, and then totally rebuild that old book, which is so frustrating. I guess I have the files, so if they made a new template or something, but they really changed that site a little bit too much. I don't like how dumbed down the. They should just give it a template for InDesign or whatever, and then just have us build it in there. But they have this web-based thing for laying out books. I don't know. It's very stupid. And it has just like, generic limited fonts and things. It's like, I don't want to go through anything like that to put things online. So we'll see. We'll see what I can come up with. I just got to take the time to rebuild the old book and then start laying out the new one. It's so frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Lulu did differently. I was so happy with them back in the day, but maybe they just got new management and new stupid ideas about what to do with the website. And I think it's also the paper shortages and things that happened, and the maybe new requirements, all that regulation to be using recycled materials and stuff. So I wanted to do the nicest version possible of the softcover collection of the book. So I did very bright, heavy stock, bright white paper so that the colors look nice. It's basically photo. It's a photo book that I'm printing just cartoons in. But that's not an option anymore. So one of these days I'll get frustrated enough that I'll want to get all that stuff back online. I don't know. So you have done cracks in glasses. Oh, to the box. Oh yeah, I turned off all the boxes. I was trying. Yeah, there's everything is still here. Whoa, everything is still here. But yeah, none of it was looking very inspiring. So I'm just turning off large. I can't believe my old the Photoshop files. I leave all these things that I didn't use. All my warm up drawings and things I didn't use. But yeah, the boxes didn't seem to be going anywhere. I don't want to do a joke about the mail or anything. So. Or maybe Russian hacking of the UK Post. Yeah, there's still boxes. Yeah, I'm drawing. The boxes are drawn in a weird perspective, though. I guess they're okay. Yeah. I've never done a 7 joke for boxes. Yeah, maybe I'm hoping for too much. I'm hoping for genius when I want a home run when I should just settle for a base hit or a walk, I guess. Yeah, maybe an open and closed box is fine. Just no shipping jokes. All right, let's try that. Yeah, I'm not getting anywhere else today. There we go. Okay, let's try this one. All right, and bring these up. Okay. Oh, the other big entertainment talk is Warner Brothers is now they're saying they got some quote or some soundbite from somebody saying that now Warner Brothers wants to make Lord of the Rings some big franchise, because I guess they still have rights to make movies and merchandise and things. So because they're working with the Embracer Group, the Swedish rights holder of all things Lord of the Rings. Yeah, so it's very funny. The Amazon series is totally get overshadowed if Warner Brothers starts to do more Lord of the Rings stuff. It's very strange. Oh, maybe more, actually a little bit more orange. What color? Yeah, maybe like that for the tape. But I mean, that there's a huge world, like there's languages and a world all, and a history all developed, but there's no, like, books actually written in those times from the original author. So I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to fuck it up is what they're going to do. But it doesn't seem like a great idea to try to do a Tolkien verse or whatever, a Lord of the Rings universe. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a... Huh. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's very far that they can take it. I guess I don't need tape, yeah, on this other one. There's nowhere to draw it. Okay, and then some labels or something. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a funny thing, when the box is more fun than the thing in it. Yeah, I think my wife's done that. She's ordered like cat toys or like scratching posts or whatever, and immediately the cat likes the box and doesn't have any interest in what you actually had to spend the money on. So maybe shipping label kind of thing. Maybe some writing. Oops. Sure. Now let's put some shadows on the boxes and see if it works. Oof. Yeah, as kids too, that was always so exciting. Like it was, such a rare occurrence. Maybe that's why it was so exciting. But when your family would get like a refrigerator or something that came in a huge box, and you'd have a huge cardboard box to do something with. That was, super rare, but it was so fun. Cut windows out and make it your little action van or whatever, whatever it was going to be. And this. Okay. I think that works. And just a little highlights on the edges here. Oh yeah, maybe the tape as well. Okay. Yeah, that works. And then put a very little shadow underneath the edge of the tape. There we go. Wait, does everyone here have a cat? It's possible. Yes. Yeah, remakes are terrible. Odd scented candles. Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, because they're already... Yeah, they have been doing that. That's so funny. I don't know why they think scented candles are so popular. So I want to come up with a really weird, maybe more fluorescent pink. How about that? Yeah. And then maybe a yellow one. A little bit towards orange. There we go. There we go. A nice bright couple of gloves. Wow, this isn't going to be too hard to do the details on. Yeah, scented candles that's a good. There's a lot of room to say what something smells like and not actually have to smell it because it's only a cartoon. All right. Yeah, I think I talked about that before, but yeah, the theaters in Japan tried to do a little bit of a smell-o-vision type of thing, which I think didn't John Waters do something like that as a gag, like a scratch and sniff card that at certain times in the movie it would ask you to like now smell space number 7 or whatever, and it would smell like something. Yeah, I miss those stickers, those scratch and sniff stickers. I always thought it was a good one, but thinking back on it, it was probably one of the worst smells. But pizza was always like, smelled like pepperoni, smelled like spicy spices or whatever. I always thought that was a good one, maybe because I liked pizza. But actually, that smell is not not very pleasant. But bubblegum. Bubblegum's always that was the high level. If you did well on a test and you got a bubblegum sticker, then you're all set. But yeah, pepperoni, bubblegum, and then some of them are just, I really hate things like the black marker, the markers that smelled like, had smells as well. I always hated the black licorice marker. That was always brutal because I always wanted to use the black marker to, do outlining or whatever, but I hated the black licorice smell of the marker itself. It's funny. All right. Yeah, I don't think otherwise this will be very visible. Do the same thing here, kind of. Yeah, something like that. Not too slimy looking, just rubbery. All right. Yeah, I wonder why they started making those things. Maybe they still do. I mean, I haven't been in elementary school for many years, so maybe they still do. But yeah, but none of my kids have ever brought home a scratch and sniff sticker. That's a shame. They missed out. I'm sure they must still make markers that smell like things, though. That seems pretty easy and obvious. Yep, so protection, like the gloves were protection, but they had no protection themselves. Oh, thanks, dude. I got some legit shiny gloves. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what. Oh, I wish. Yeah, I should look into that and see if they do make stickers. That's. I should do a scratch and sniff stickers for my cartoons. Like, if a cartoon smells like pancakes or whatever, that would be great. Oh, okay. Now I gotta find out if that stuff is still being made, because that would be such a fun gimmick. A scratch and sniff book of these cartoons. Just like 12 pages would make me happy. All right, let's get the shadows and the eyes finished on these boxes. Yeah, I bet if it still exists, it's probably very expensive, because I saw they still make the black velvety flocked black light posters. Like, you can still print those. There's still companies that print those, but they must be ridiculously expensive, like per, because it's just not common anymore. It's a very very novelty thing. Mm. Oh, what's going on here? I can't see the. There we go. All right. I'm gonna make a postal joke on it, aren't I? Like a postage joke. I don't know. I'll maybe do a little bit like this. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think those worked. Nice. Yeah, I gotta find out. Gotta find out if that's still, or if that's a possibility, how hard that would be. So either to print stickers or actually print a paper softcover book that had pages. But I guess those wear out though too. All right. They might have a sorry, limited shelf time, like limited expiration. All right, so let's switch over to the, if I can still find it. Yeah, there it goes. To the archive and see what's going on here. So we left off previously. Oh wow, December 2008. So switch over. Boom, boom. There we go. Yeah, so this one, and or not this one. Where is it? These are the two you guys missed from last week. This one, adding powder to water for some reason to make some sort of health supplement or whatever. And then the puppies destroy and ruin all your newspaper. Yeah, so those were the puppy jokes from last time. All right, but let's go way back to 2008 December. So is that where I am? Oh, second. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. So he was told he was told many measuring cups had converted to metric and were living relatively happy, normal lives. But he was still standard. All right. It's kind of dorky, but oh wait, did I copy that down? Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, that's a pretty good quote, isn't it? It's kind of dorky, but funny dorky. All right. Thank you, Flower Chio. There we go. So, December 4th, 2008. Until seeing this, he thought his chunkiness would go unsurpassed. Chunky chocolate chip cookies. So, I don't know what this is. Maybe chunky gingerbread? But that was always, anytime cookies were being made or any kind of baked goods were being made, we got to, since there were two of them and I had only a brother, we each got to have a beater from the mixer and eat raw cookie dough. Oh, wait, did I hit the like? All right, December 9th, 2008. There were some, or there were so many less disgusting things he would rather be absorbing. Who knows what that is? December 11th. He didn't know what kind of games were being, what kind of game was being played, but certainly there were certainly no winners. What kind of game is being played here? That's a very cheap joke. Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's what scraping at the bowl was probably what my mother did before we got there. Uh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it was so unsatisfying though. Like the beaters were kind of elongated and just this kind of wide, made of wide metal strips. They weren't like thin, so it was yeah very difficult to get very much from yeah in and around because of the weird shape. So you ended up with a lot of it on your nose or on your cheek or whatever. But we were kids, so that's just adorable. All right. December 16th. Cold and flu season made them feel needed but incredibly disgusted. All right. December 18th. After long periods of winter weather, he always worried about getting it up again in the spring. All right. A getting it up joke. Wow. That's cold. Yeah, the thermometer, the mercury in the thermometer is always almost completely gone. All right. If it stays up for more than 3 months, see a doctor. Quick call the feds. We've been invaded by spam. Oh yeah, that's um, some Aiden N. That's why there were so many comments here, is because somebody was spamming links. So I guess they hadn't come up with a good way to block bots and stuff yet. Nice. All right. That's why there's so many comments. December 23rd. The weakness of the dollar was making the wallet feel like he had done something wrong. If that red thing is what it's supposed to looks like, he is doing something wrong. Wallets are a lousy place to keep your condoms. You can damage the latex. Okay, thank you for the lecture about damaging your condoms. This has got to be the worst cartoon on the site. I don't think I've seen this one. Oh, that's great. Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes fans hate this cartoon, hate my cartoon so bad. It's always these like angry, threatening. Yeah, so Calvin and question mark. This has got to be the worst cartoon on this site. The title tells it all. Insult to injury is when you read it. Terrible. Who names their cartoon domestic abuse? I can't believe I missed this for the last that poor wallet. This has got to be the worst cartoon on this site. Thank you so much, Calvin and Hobbes fan and question mark. Yeah, that red thing is supposed to be a condom. Well, finally, there's interaction with the cartoon. All right, I think we're going to be... Oh, one more. Oh, Christmas. Yeah, see, I'm still putting in an archive because there's no Christmas themed on Christmas Day. He hesitated to mention the possible contaminants in the tap water. Ew. I guess I should have had the tap water running so that it, well, you could see where it was coming from. This has got to be the 3D glasses only now realized how upsetting some things looked coming off of the movie screen. And look at the little old school ticket stub. Oh, sorry, I didn't have the... oh, I can't get both. Should I do one smaller? There we go. The old school ticket stub. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, sex ed on the comic strip site. Don't put condoms in your wallet. All right. So, January 1st, 2009. He wondered if when a door slowly closed, another slowly opened somewhere. Another slowly opened somewhere. Should have been a window if a window opened slowly somewhere. Okay, folks, I like it too, but we have to be careful where we talk about it. You know how people think. What? I like it. Existential hardware. Cool. Weird. All right. Yeah, I guess you don't want to be posting. What a big domestic abuse fan you are. Hey, what happened? Oh no, a broken cartoon. Come on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just the website. Okay. January 6th. He began to accept his future of still being a cigar box, but not containing any cigars. His future. Yeah, that's a cool thing. I always forget about that. Like cigar shops, when they sell individual cigars, so oftentimes like by the door or whatever, they'll give away or sell like for just a couple of dollars the empty boxes. And there's some really cool wooden cigar boxes still made by companies. I still have some boxes around here for keeping like brushes and stuff in that used to be cool cigar boxes. All right, January 8th. He needed to find a better class of utensils. All right, very good. Like your turn onwards there, Morta. Oh, where's Morta? Morta. The one on the right is Ladle Red Riding Hook. All right. January 13th, 2009. He regarded this as a sign of severe economic downturn. That's supposed to be a shoe. Fillet of sole. As would I. All right, January 15th. The blank canvas found little benefit in participating in the creative process. I like this one. There haven't been many since I started reading these that I get, but I get this one and I like it. Oh, wait. Don't unlike it. It's the only thing. Get it. I quit, but I get it. I get it. I quit, but I get it. So I'm making people quit. I quit this cartoon. All right. Oh, January 20th. Congratulations. He wasn't going to let to let something like correct spelling spoil his good mood. Cute. Oh, there's one more in here. Oh, I like it. Another I like it. Congratulations. Oh, here we go. So, January 22nd, 2009, his theory that steamed milk was capable of lessening an impact was about to be put to the test. Oh. Boom. Oh, this is a very heavy coffee themed run here. January 27th, 2009. This would be the last time he was laughed at over his wait, what? This would be the last time he was laughed at for his oversized saucer. Okay, so some kind of violence taking place. It's so funny. I love this sort of comedy. Oh, wait. All right. Yeah, I guess I've already seen a lot of these. Yes. His oversized saucer. January 29th. Come on. Yeah, the site's having a little trouble. Or my internet. There we go. Oh, Nintendo has released the Wii. So 2009, January 29th. He didn't need motion sensitivity to know that things were out of control. Boom. We still have an old VCR from the 90s. We've gone through a bunch of DVD players in recent years. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. I can believe that. Thankfully, the VCR will soon be obsolete as the typewriter is a new one. You know, the antique keyboard with no screen. Why do you say that? I don't want the VCR to be obsolete. I have too many shows to record. I got my DVD player. Oh, DVD recorder, but it hasn't seemed to work very well. My computer doesn't even recognize the recorded DVDs. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's depressing. If it doesn't recognize it, very annoying. Everyone complaining about the... Don't get me started on 16:9 TVs. VCRs are a wee bit irrelevant to this comic. Oh, that's funny. Wee bit. Try telling a VCR. Try telling what a VCR has to do with it. We still have an old VCR from the 90s. Yay. Technology. There we go. A clip. February 3rd. He was feeling less like a uniting force and more like a tired clip. Okay. A tired clip. Oh, darts. Alcohol transformed a simple game of darts into pointy mayhem. Amen. Up the dosage, sir. Just drink until you pass out. I love the phrase pointy mayhem. Thank you, Dorian. Yeah, that was obviously the basis for the joke. I drew darts and thought of pointy mayhem, and then I had to write a joke that somehow said that. I don't know what this is, but it sounds like an insult. Up the dosage, sir. Oh, yeah, no, that's the same guy that said I quit. Yeah, that's funny. All right. February 10th, the ironing board saw his burnt spot as proof of usefulness and not misuse. Okay, thank you, Buzu. Most origami resembled nothing but crumpled imposters. Oh, Harrison Ford narration, yeah, right. Blade Runner, I get it. People are doing Blade Runner quotes when they see origami of any kind. Interesting. Oh, more coffee. This was something that not even switching to decaf could help. Coffee jokes. All right. He eagerly awaited a new roll of tape with quiet disappointment. All right. February 24th. Come on. Yeah, the site's not delivering here. The secret ingredient in Mom's homemade chicken soup was, in fact, soul-crushing guilt. Wait, it's not love? No. Chicken soup for the soul-crushing mom. Guilt-ridden, crushing tales show once and for all that your child's soul is deserving of being crushed. All right. And... oh, yeah, this is... I did a painting of this one as well. A big panel. So February 26, 2009, romance relies heavily on proper orientation. So it's less romantic when the roses are in the face down. All right. Yes, definitely important to know which end to stick in first. All right. Very funny. Okay. Oh, and March. Okay, well, so we'll end there. That was December, January, March, or January, February. Without a razor, they felt even more ridiculous. shaving cream and a shaving kit. I don't know what shaving bag maybe. All right, so that'll do it for this week's archive. Yes, unknown girl. Yes, stand well away from someone when they drink and play darts. Nice. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Oh, good, good. Yeah, closes the door. Yeah, opens and yeah, that's right. Oh, that's no the joke. The window. Yeah, that's a joke. That's a parody of when a door closes, another one opens. Yeah, that is the correct phrase. Um, yeah, there's some joke that's opening a window. I forget. That comes from something, and it's a like a parody, or it's making fun of that when one door closes, another one opens. Yeah, that's right. I forget what I'm thinking of. Oh, I forgot. I'm not back to the drawing. Boom. There's Google. All right. Yeah, I was gonna Google that. Yeah, one door closes, another one opens. Yeah, well, that's it's somebody did a like a it's a stupid joke or a parody of that. Yeah, it's like they'll open the window to escape. Yeah, something like that. I forget. Yeah, I forget where that came from. I had that screwed up in my head. Nice. Yes, I have Google on dark mode. Yeah, yeah. Usually when I'm doing drawing and stuff, and I have to bring up any windows, I always do black background. Yes, I think for my Google account and for like YouTube and stuff, I always have the dark mode on because the my monitors are way too bright, and so when I'm like drawing and stuff, I usually want to keep things as yeah, least amount of like weird glare as possible. Yeah, I remember there was a one design department I worked in. They just had tiny little desk lamps like near the computers. I guess if you had to read something like on paper or whatever, but the whole department was in this like weird like no light. Like there was just a very dim light. It was very relaxing, but like after lunch and stuff, like low light situations are difficult because you get really sleepy. Like it makes you more tired than you would be. But I remember having that situation before. That was very interesting. But for especially for color matching and things, and they used to do that for color matching for monitors and things. They used to have these hoods on monitors to keep like the excess light from making the monitors glare and stuff. So yeah, people used to be when you're doing like photo retouching and stuff, like stuff for print that's very super detail oriented and has to be very perfect. There's a lot of funny ways that they did that. But yeah, I just got in the old habit of putting everything in dark mode. Nice. All right. So, oh yeah, so open and closed boxes. So something, oops. Come on. Give me the text tool. Um Something about moving on or uh hmm or there being nothing inside the whole time he was convinced that it contained something amazing. Um, Postal inspections. Yeah, I don't want to do post office. I'm going to do that, though, probably. Postal inspections left him feeling empty. Um, mm, mm, hmm. Oh, moving. Yeah, yeah. That's a good, yeah. Let's see if I can think of a good theme. So is everything taken out or everything put back in? Oh, moving on. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, Unknown Girl, that's perfect. Yeah, that's really good. Was that yours? Oh, that's really good. Yeah, sorry. I think I read that in the chat, but I totally didn't remember it. That's really good. Yes. So credit to whoever that was. That's really good. Oh, thank you for being here. I would have messed with this forever. Come on. I can't even type it. Nice. Oh, nice. Perfect. Nice. See, that's the dangerous thing. I don't even remember what I say on stream. Yes, I just better not read any Rasmussen polls. So stupid. All right. Yeah, that's perfect. That works perfectly. It looks like there's an extra space in here. I think it's just the kerning on this font sometimes is a little weird. All right. Yeah, perfect. Oh, now we get gloves. The fingers are a little too long. Or actually, though, when you do pull your hands out of gloves and you try not to like turn them inside out, yeah, sometimes you do get the fingers a little bit, yeah, like that. Okay, so protection. Protection, but from what? Yeah, I don't want to draw any disgusting stains on the rubber gloves, but something like that. They wanted to know who they were protecting and from what? Something like that. Is that another double space? No, it's not. Weird. Not even close. I guess V and C are very close. And from what? Is there a comma there? So something about, yeah, they provided protection, but were confused about it, like they needed it as well. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do look like superhero gloves. Yes. Yeah, there's something about them feeling heroic, a heroic job. Mm. Keeping stuff off of hands. Nice. They're protecting him from what? Yeah, that's a little clumsy, and there's not any funny turn of phrase or anything in there. The heroic, some sort of heroic job. They couldn't understand? Yeah, maybe not who, that's their... What and why? What they didn't know? And why? Or yeah, just something about touching, sense of touch, or not having. I don't know. Or after being removed. Oh, get their hands dirty. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It was, oh, yeah. And, hands dirty or hands. Let's see. Or they weren't allowed to care if they got their hands dirty. Or why they were so worried about it. Hmm. Or just something that has a lot of weird love love between gloves. The or they had forgotten, yeah, which was for doing what job or something, and just leaving the jobs very ambiguous and vague. Yeah, it was important to remember what job they were meant to do or intended for. Yeah, that's not very catchy. Yeah, hands dirty is good though. Yeah, forgetting. Which hand is for which? Ah, yeah, right. The size, yeah, the size of the size of the job they were involved in, or just the fact that they don't match in color. They're supposed to be a pair. Oh. Wouldn't believe. Yeah, the scale or the. Yeah, wanting to be together. Oh, yeah. So having it be like they were from different pairs. Oh yeah, it was so something like even though they this is a long came from different pairs, they worked well together. So even being, maybe. Even being from different pairs. Or just being. Being from different pairs, they still worked well together. Nice. Yes, unmatched socks. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, wanting them to be together. Being from different pairs, they still worked well together. Even being from different pairs. Yeah, maybe that's even being from different pairs of gloves. They still worked well together. Yeah, I think that's good. That's something like that. It doesn't like suggest anything too ridiculous or extreme. Even being from different pairs, they still worked well together. Nice. Splitting sibling socks. That's right. You're involved in a lot of people being stranded. That's funny. Yes. Yeah, I like that idea. Using losing your bathroom gloves to do the dishes or whatever. But yeah, I try not to do anything too gross. Yeah, I like that idea. That's pretty funny. All right, and even being from different pairs, they still worked. Even being from different pairs, they still worked well together. Oops. Oh, let me try something I haven't tried before. Put this in and see if I have. Oh, I don't have my. Where's that running in? I thought that was running in Docs. Google Docs. I must have shut it off. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's working. Now, so I should be able to... Yeah, I forget what that was. Oh, prorating. There we go. Grammar check. See what it thinks of my weird grammar. Unable to connect to service. What is going on? Oh, if that company went out of business, because I think I paid for like a lifetime license from that writing analysis thing. If that's gone, that'll be really... The lifetime was only like 5 years. So stupid. Huh, weird. All right, yeah, I'll have to double check and see what's going on there. So even being from different pairs, they still worked well together. Sure. One came from the bathroom and one from the kitchen. They both used to wash dishes. He felt empty now that she was moving on. All right. Well, thank you, Unknown Girl, for helping me remember something I thought of. All right, I think those both work. Let me do a spell check. Oh, I realized not last week, the week before last, spell check screwed me up because I was trying to say caffeinated and it didn't have that in the dictionary, so it changed caffeinated to decaffeinated. And totally screwed up my... oh, come on. What the hell is this? We got some hidden text layer somewhere? Oh, yeah, this one. Go away. There we go. Yeah, so it changed it was the wrong meaning. Like, didn't make any sense. So I have to re-upload that cartoon again because it was totally screwed up. Even being from different pairs spelled correctly, they still worked well together. All right. Yeah, I posted it. I'll post another version and write over it. Yeah, people still liked it, but maybe they didn't understand exactly what I was trying to say. It's not a very difficult. It was just it was the one with the tea bag trying to, keep up with the caffeine level of the coffee, but it said instead of caffeinated, it said decaffeinated. So very weird. He felt empty now that she was moving on. All right, I think we're good. You guys have no idea what kind of luxurious luxury you are in for. It's a very funny thing to find at a convenience store. Luxurious luxury. All right. Yeah, it's 07. And let's do this one. Okay. And then revert. So we can look at some big gloves. All right. Huh. Yeah, I wonder what's going on with that writing thing. Let's upload these real quick. And then you can see how insanely, I don't know, decadent or whatever the sweets get in Japan. Yeah, I'm curious if if it's any good, because it should be. It wasn't very expensive, and it's just like this weird kind of French style luxury dessert at a convenience store. We will see. All right. Yes, 16 was the one I screwed up. So I'll upload all of those and see how it goes. Nice. All right. So time for the convenience store. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to even look on. It's very shiny, so I'm not sure how it's even going to look on camera. But we'll find out. Oh, thanks, dude. Here goes convenience store. All right, move this back a little bit, get in the light a little bit so you can see. So this was very surprising, and it was only like $3 or 350 yen, so maybe like less than $3. But it's not very much in here, I guess. But right at the top it says luxurious luxury is the only way that you can translate it. So it's a very like kind of metallic, you can see kind of metallic silver pouch. And it's premium Ghana. So Ghana is one of the, there's Meiji and Ghana and maybe Mora no. Oh, no, that's probably the, oh, this is Latte, yeah. So Latte makes Ghana, and I forget who makes Meiji, but they're kind of like the Hershey and Nestle chocolate, companies in Japan. So they have they have milk chocolate bars and, a bunch of different types of snacks. But I've never seen a super luxury version. Sometimes they'll do for special department store, limited times. They'll do things that usually appear in the grocery store or department or a convenience store in a department store, and then they'll charge a bunch of money for it. But this is the first time I've seen like a super expensive, super luxurious snack. And you can tell it's just a plastic pouch with a little Ziploc at the top in the convenience store. So this is, these are truffles. So they're chocolate truffles with a biscuit in the middle. So they're this, what is it? I forget the name of it. But when they take the crepe batter and they make it crispy, they cook it until it's crispy and then make it flakes, and then either blend it into some sort of paste or some sort of coating and then put it on the outside. So the kind of flaky, weird texture of some French cakes and pastries. It's like fila-foulé or something like that. So that's on the outside. And then the inside is the milk chocolate, the Ghana milk chocolate with sour butter, and then the middle is a butter biscuit that has it's two kinds of like crazy rich butter. Oh, burnt caramel. So there's burnt caramel and then sour butter in the middle of this thing. So it's not quite this big, I don't think, but it's this very bizarre, complicated chocolate truffle kind of chocolate bonbon thing made with unusual ingredients. So I was really curious if this would be any good, and if this flavor is kind of like an old people taste, or if it just tastes like, European or whatever. So this is Ghana's Premium. Oh yeah, they're just little balls. They're very tiny. So here we go. Here's the little Ghana truffle. I'll try to bite it in half to see how the cross section looks. But you can see it has that kind of stay in the light. That kind of flaky texture. So it's kind of like little crumbs. It's almost like little cake or cookie crumbs on the outside. This is already melting in my hand though. So it's not thick enough to protect it from melting. So let's take a bite. Oh yeah. Oh wow. It's very complicated. The chocolate's a little too sweet, but you can taste the burnt part of the biscuit, and then the strange sour butter. I think it's fermented butter. Wow. The chocolate's not hard at all. It's not like a chocolate bar. It's very, very soft. Weird. It melts in your mouth very easily. So it's not, that very waxy kind of cheap chocolate that sometimes you get in little snacks. Wow. That's very complicated. The outside, there's an outside coating. Try one more. So it said, yeah. There's quite a few in here, actually. There's probably, I had one, so that's, oh no, they're right. Yeah, there's 7. Yeah. It says it right there. There's 7 inside. And it's good that they said on the outside that the scale is not correct, because they are much smaller than they show. But they're trying to show the details. So I'll eat this whole one this time. I won't bite it in half. So Japanese like a variety of textures. So the cookie inside is a biscuit, but it's almost like a what are those called? Those really buttery biscuits. Shortbread. It's like a buttery shortbread. There's like a shortbread cookie in the middle, so it's really rich and pretty buttery and heavy. But the 3 textures are really interesting, because the outside is kind of crispy, inside is very soft. The chocolate coating is very soft and melts very easily, almost like fudge. And then the middle is a really buttery biscuit that crunches like a cookie. So in Japan they make parfait, like ice cream sundaes, parfaits, and each of them, they have so many like levels of different types. So they'll put like jelly, like coffee jelly, and cornflakes, and then ice cream, and then some kind of syrup, and then some kind of fruit, and all kinds of. So when you're eating the ice cream parfaits here, there's so many different textures. It's so different from like a banana split or something in the US, where it's just some pieces of fruit, maybe some nuts or some sprinkles, and then mostly just, ice cream and whipped cream. So for some reason, Japanese like this weird variety of textures and combination. And that's what this is, very much. It's really good. So it's not crazy luxurious as far as like, if you buy expensive chocolate, that'll taste much better. The chocolate isn't super expensive tasting. So it's a cheap chocolate company, but it's really good. It's a really interesting combination. And it's a very crunchy outside, and then melty and soft, and then the biscuit in the middle. So very different from like a Kit Kat. Like those Kit Kat cookies in the middle are so dry. Like a really expensive Twix bar. Wow. And the size is really good too, because any bigger than that, it's way too much. Wow. Very interesting. So, about 50 cents per thing, per truffle. So not crazy expensive, because I'm sure if you got these from like a department store, like a French or European chocolate style chocolate company in Japan, they'd probably be like $3 or $4 per. They're so expensive in the department stores. But it's interesting. Like this with coffee would be amazing because it's a really nice combination. But yeah, the only thing is, and it maybe because it's Ghana, maybe they always do kind of sweet chocolate. The chocolate's a little too sweet. But other than that, it's really amazing. So maybe a dark chocolate version of this would be perfect. But wow, yeah. So that's premium. So there's butter and burnt butter, which I guess is butter and sugar is essentially caramel. But yeah, it's really crazy. And they give you the percentages. Wow. But yeah, interesting. So premium Ghana. So biscuit truffle. Yeah. Luxury biscuit truffle. So amazing. It's amazing the things that they'll do here. So this looks like it stands out a little bit because it's got like metallic gold and kind of silvery packaging. So on the shelf in the convenience store, it stands out a little bit. And it's maybe 50% more expensive than most of the snacks of this kind. But it's worth it, I think, for that really, interesting flavor. It's much more complicated, but still pretty sweet. The sugar is sugar in the chocolate is still pretty sweet. Well, that's weird. So premium Ghana. So it is premium. It's definitely it's definitely good. If you like chocolate, it's a really interesting combination. Not as adult flavored as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be more bitter or more rich. But you could eat a couple of those if that was like a confectionery from an actual like department store chocolate company. One of those and you'd probably be done because it'd be so rich and heavy. So pretty good. Wow. Nice. Yeah, so the cookie is different. It's more like a Twix bar cookie, not like the wafer or whatever in a Kit Kat. So it wasn't any air. That's the interesting thing is it didn't feel like there was any like they expanded the chocolate or made a light cookie. Everything was really buttery and really heavy. So good. Yeah, so trust when it says premium, you can trust that it's a premium. That was good. Wow. But yeah, I had no idea. I saw that and I'm like, oh yeah, it's worth trying on camera, especially because it's chocolate and not how wrong can you go with a chocolate biscuit? So very interesting. Yeah, I guess they're most of the market for convenience store is people that instead of going to McDonald's or KFC or whatever for their lunch, they'll just go get a obento or sandwich or onigiri, the rice ball, something from the convenience store for lunch. And so tempting them with like little sweets and things, and especially something like obviously a resealable bag is something you could put in your purse or back in your backpack or whatever if you didn't finish it. So yeah, they're just trying to tempt the lunchtime workers with more expensive and who knows like if those are even much more expensive to make than their regular chocolates. Wow, that was good. All right. Yeah, very funny the way that they're always trying to get some attention. And it's happening more and more in Japan that companies are saying, yeah, sorry, we can't wait anymore. We have to raise prices, which is very sad because a lot of Japanese companies, I think, were pretty proud of the fact that even during this like deflation or kind of stagnant economy in Japan, because salaries didn't increase. Salaries never went up. You never got an increase in pay because nothing else was increased. Taxes didn't go up. Cost of living, everything stayed very stagnant. So I think a lot of companies were proud to be able to kind of stick with that and not be able to manage their increased costs at all, by changing like the size of the product or packaging or whatever. But now companies are kind of giving in, and just the expense of maybe raw materials and transportation and stuff has forced them all to raise. And it's so funny because they're saying like this is the first time we've raised prices in 30 years, which is amazing. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment. So, but what that's going to do though is definitely put pressure on companies now to start raising salaries and paying more. So yeah, difficult balance. I think it's not an easy thing to figure out. But somehow Japan has been able to keep their head above water for all this time, but maybe not forever. It's inevitable, especially as populations shrink. It's getting harder and harder because you don't have a younger generation to support with their, the younger workforce it's so much smaller. And so there's so many retired people, so many people on pensions, so many people in hospitals that need, extra care here. It's really hard to balance that. Yeah, the Prime Minister of Japan just recently said that, made kind of a statement saying that, Japan is in serious serious trouble and needs to figure out something. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of all of that. But yeah, I don't know. I'll just ride the wave until it's gone, until I just sink into the ocean. Oh man. But yeah, it's been good. Well, I'm glad I actually got some cartoons done. I was starting to panic there. I wasn't. Nothing good was coming up. But I think and maybe just on stream and stuff, I'm worried. I put too much emphasis or too much. Want things to be better than if it was just me. It'd be like, oh, that's okay, that's enough, that's funny, whatever. But doing it on camera, it changes my perfectionism or whatever. Like I try to be much more. I have a higher standard for what I want to do for the cartoons. So I sometimes maybe miss or skip over things that would work totally fine. Yeah, it's very odd. Nice. Dude says it was a roller coaster. It was a real nail biter. Nobody knew what would finally happen. Would it be the gloves? Where did the boxes go? Remember back to when the boxes disappeared? Oh man. Yeah. But it's fun. I really I love the interactivity with the chat and everything. That makes it feel so much less lonely, and just kind of like I'm just doing this for myself, kind of that feeling. Much nicer. So let's hope that the syndication hangs in there. If that happens, if they start to cut the cartoons on the service for Go Comics, I want to figure out something, some way to make the live stream, because I'll have to concentrate on trying to make money then from the cartoon, either stop doing it or try to make money from it, because I won't be getting anything from Go Comics. So if that happens, I will let you know and try to come up with an interesting way to make it make it work online. But the live streams have added a lot. I'm really thankful for everybody that shows up and kind of hangs in there. Yes. Oh, good. Unknown Girl's glad I went with the gloves. I haven't seen them. Yeah, I don't think I've done a glove comic. I think maybe I tried to draw like a baseball glove, but yeah, no actual gloves or anything. There's been some socks. Some socks have made it, but not gloves. Nice. Yeah, and it's funny to actually do something, that I haven't done before. After doing thousands of these cartoons, it's funny that there's things that still haven't been subjects of cartoons before. We can still find them even after all these years. All right. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this week. It was cool. Matt stopped by. It gets pretty late. Yeah, if I don't start early, it gets a little too late for Matt to be able to function the next day. All right. But yeah, it's good. Yeah. Very interesting. Well, cool. Well, thanks so much. So, Dude and Unknown Girl, Matt and K5, it was good to have you guys in the chat as always. And yeah, I'll do the weekly on the hobby channel tomorrow with Chris. And sometime this month, we'll do another Saturday live stream for the game we're playing. I've got to build some stuff before we do that. Build some terrain. But yeah, that will be fun. Backward slash. That's funny. So yeah, take care, everyone. And if this is your first time seeing the stream, abusecartoons.com is the website, and you can see the whole archive on gocomics.com/domestic abuse. About 20 years, so thousands of weekly, bi-weekly, I don't know what it is, twice a week comics. And we will do this again next week. So thanks so much for joining me. Patreon.com/abusecartoons to support what I'm doing here with this cartoon. And thank you so much, John and Unknown Girl, for being patrons. And I will see everyone, and K5 for being on the hobby channel. I don't thank you enough, K5. Your membership duration comes up all the time. For 13 months, K5 has been a member on the other channel. So thank you so much. And we will be together again in a week. So yeah, usually the same time. Same time next week, I think will work well. So take care, everyone, and I will see you then. Goodbye.